Well, yes, welcome to FDSMTG News for Friday, March 29th, 2024. Brought to you today with the bountiful help of the folks over on the PlayEDH team. Be sure to check out their link in the description down below. Yeehaw! Holy cow, I can't do this show with this. Holy cow, there are some new allegations of art theft in the latest set, Outlaws at Thunder Junction. While the artist hasn't responded, there will surely be hell to pay. We all await the final showdown when the accused finally comes out with a statement, but it does seem like they were caught red-handed. Yeah, I know that last one was actually a Murders at Karlov Manor card, but I just couldn't pass it up. It was too perfect. Anyway, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me catch you up. Donato Giancarlo, an MTG artist, posted on March 25th on his Facebook account alleging Faye Dalton stole their work. He was referring to the card Trouble in Pairs, a new card in Outlaws at Thunder Junction. And specifically, he was talking about this cyberpunk novel cover. This brought a lot of attention to the piece and has brought about the discovery of the alleged theft of the Boris Vallejo piece called Corniche, done in 1987, as well as the Will Halsey piece A Question of Guilt, which was the Detective Story magazine cover for June of 1957. And then on March 28th, it was discovered that Morten Kunstler's piece, The Bull, the toughest Marine in the whole damn Corps, was also allegedly used. And if you look closely at the axes, they're the same axe, just flipped and rotated a bit. That's not art theft specifically, I just thought it was hilarious. In response, Faye Dalton has deactivated all of their social media accounts and has not responded to the allegations directly. Maybe she's just waiting until all of the different paintings she allegedly used for inspiration are found before she speaks out. But anyways, back to Trouble in Paris. Isn't it just a collage at this point? And it almost seems like it's almost as much work as a regular painting if you count in the touching up, covering over the other items to make them look, well, not stolen, all of that stuff. If you are an artistic person and you do the whole painty paint thing, let me know in the comments whether you think this saved any time. And these events are not dissimilar to the Crux of Fate from Strixhaven, specifically the Mystical Archives, where Jason Felix took some fan art of Nicol Bolas, as well as Ugin art from Raymond Swanland, and slapped it into his finished piece for the card. Basically, the guy just hit rotate and called it good. Good news on that one is the fan artist he stole from, Kit LaPena, has since done a card for Dominaria United, as well as a token in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And speaking of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, that also reminds me of the Wayfarer's Bauble from the Commander decks that also had some art theft. We reported on that back in November when David Sonderid took a piece of art from Lorenzo Lafranconi to use as inspiration for the background of the piece, and then just forgot to be inspired and left it as is, but I'm sure that was entirely by accident. In both of those cases, Jason Felix and David Sonderid came out almost immediately admitting fault, so we'll just have to wait and see if Faye Dalton does the same. MTech Cave has excellent card drawers for your collection. Go to MTech Cave today and use the code FDS at checkout. Link below. For our next and final story, yeah, it was a slow week, we have the Outlaws at Thunder Junction previews. In addition to the allegedly pilfered Trouble in Paris, we got to see a lot of the upcoming set so far, but I figured I would highlight the mechanics. We already knew about crimes. Whenever you target an opponent or one of their things, murder their Markov? Crime. Thoughtseize their Thundermaw? Crime. Healing salve them so they gain 3 life so you can keep them in the game because their Howling Mine is giving you extra draw. What are you, a communist? Crime. And there are cards that give you benefits whenever you commit a crime, like Gisa, the Hellraiser here. In addition to having a ward cost of paying 2 life and giving all skeletons and zombies +1/+1 and menace, she also gives you a 2/2 zombie rogue token whenever you commit a crime, though it only triggers once per turn. We also have the Outlaw mechanic, which is similar to Party. Basically, Outlaws consist of creature types that are Assassin, Mercenary, Pirate, Rogue, and/or Warlock. Like Hellspur Brute here, who has affinity for Outlaws. We also have Shoot the Sheriff, which will destroy any non-outlaw for 1 black and a colorless. That seems good. We also have mounts and saddle. Some cards are a creature type mount with an activated ability called saddle, where you tap creatures at sorcery speed with power equal to or greater than the saddle cost. The creature usually has another ability that triggers when it is saddled, like Fortune Loyal Steed. When it enters, you can scry 2, and when it attacks while saddled, you can blink it along with one creature that saddled it. We also have Plot, which is a tweaked version of Foretell, except with Plot, you pay the plot cost and exile the card. Then you may play it on a later turn without paying its mana cost. So it's more like Foretell and Suspend mixed together. Cunning Coyote is a good example of this. It has haste, and when it enters, it gives another creature +1/+1 and haste. So you pay the plot cost and exile it, then the next turn you cast a bigger creature, then plot the coyote to give the bigger creature a pump and haste, and then you can attack with both. That seems good too. And then finally, the big one, Spree. Spree is a modal mechanic where you can pick one or more options to cast, and the spell has a minimum cost to cast, but each mode has its own cost. Final Showdown, for example, costs 1 white to cast, then you have to pay for one of the modes to then officially cast the spell. At minimum, it's a white and a colorless to either have all creatures lose abilities or creatures you control gain indestructible. But you could pay white and 2 colorless to get both of those. Or you could go all in and pay 5 colorless and 3 white to get all modes, making all creatures lose all abilities, then give your creatures indestructible, and then destroying all creatures. Except yours survive because now they have indestructible. I also like how this card specifically isn't committing a crime, because with a crime you have to target, and this doesn't target anything. So, you know, like in the movies, like how in a showdown in the Wild West, the hero murders everybody, but yet doesn't face any consequences. Just the flavor of this is perfect. What card is your favorite from the new set of funny hats? Oh, I also forgot to mention Marchesa is here for some reason, as well as the Gitrog monster. I don't know why. Maybe they both needed a vacation. I'll admit, it's a flavor stretch. They can't win them all. Anyway, what's your favorite? And who do you want to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks again to the PlayEDH crew for their help in putting this episode together. Be sure to join their Discord using the link down below. That about does it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and you all have a wonderful day. Brought to you today with the bountiful help of the folks over on the PlayEDH team. Be sure to check out their link in the description down below. Partner. Oh, well, yes, yeehaw! I would do a louder yeehaw, but it's gonna clip the hell out of the file. If you know, you know. Hey, at least I wasn't gonna do the whole voice this whole time. Oh yeah, like I'm the old prospector. Yee-hee. It's weird doing that voice without the hat. Anyway. Oh, I'm the old prospector. Hee-hee. See, that works. It feels so much better. The reading, I think, without the hat was better, but it just feels so much better to do without the hat, with the hat. Anyway, is it Outlaws at Thunder Junction or Outlaws of Thunder Junction? I'm just going to leave it. This brought a lot of attention to the piece and has brought out was allegedly kind of like a Where's Waldo of art theft. Go to MTech Cave today and use the code FDS at checkout. She also gives you a 2/2 zombie rogue joke. She also gives you 2 except with plot you play. Spree is a modal mechanic where you can pick more or one. I wrote it right. I read it wrong. Spree is a modal mechanic. Yeehaw.